In this video we're gonna have a look at the reworked exclusives in Season 2 in Chinese server and also how the new mechanics work.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Hello guys, welcome to one more video. My name is Will and we're gonna have a look at these new heroes, and for this I have our global version open so we can compare some of this stuff and see if those are actual changes. If you guys seen my previous video, I already showed some information about these heroes, but on this one we have everything detailed and some more information like how their mechanics work and also their exclusives, which you're gonna have a look and see if there's actual any changes. So first one, we have Aschetius, and on the test, all of this test, there's some detailed information about them. So the first thing is this, and I have a better translator for these ones. So we have here, which is this one, yeah. So on this one, let's see if you can zoom in, yeah. So on this one, the first skill, so all battles increase attack percentage by 24. That's basically the aura for this character. Then the passive skill, normal attack simultaneously attack to 3 adjacent enemies in front of you and increase power by 3% each time a burning enemy is hit. For every layer of burning on all targets on the field, you gain 1 layer of burning glow. So the burning glow will be like a passive where every layer they get from burn increases the damage. Alright, and this only works with Aschetius. And I will talk about how this mechanic work as well, because it's quite different from what we know in the global version. Then, this was a passive. Combat skill deals 400% attack, fire damage to enemies within range, and apply 50% ignition. And ultimate deals fire damage to all enemies and apply 50% ignite, then mark all enemies that are burning. As you guys can see, there's a slightly difference. We have ignite and burning, and there's a reason for that, causing all of their burning to immediately trigger the explosion. After that, deal additional fire damage centered on all marked enemies, and this additional damage increased by 100% chance, 100% for each stack of explosion that was triggered previously. Alright, so burning glow, each layer increased 2.5% attack up to 20 layers. Combustion, debuff that stacks up to 9 times. After reaching 9 times, stacking again causes conflagration. When removed, 1 stack is removed and contests conflagration. And there's some more stuff there. Increased charging progression on target's power skill. Ignite, when stacked to 100% is converted in 1 layer of burning. So it means we have ignite and burning now, and basically you have burning. When reached 100%, it converts to 1 stack of burn. Now when we have ignite and when it reaches 100%, it's converted to 1 stack of burning. That's what I understand from here. And then you can build several stacks of burning, and you can trigger this explosion that removes 1 layer of burning and deals fire damage to surrounding enemies. That's basically it. So you can keep adding more stacks, and when you trigger explosion, only explodes 1 of stack. So on this one, for each time a burning enemy is hit, for every layer of burning on all targets on the field, you gain 1 layer of burning glow. So basically, you can cause explosion, but it will only explode 1 of the stacks. So this is a bit complex, but works. I think this will work quite well, and the damage will increase a lot on burning characters. So this one is quite good. So then let's talk about the passive. Now here they talk about everything of the character. They try to explain and detail a bit more about the skills. So explosion damage is 400% attack. Burn 9 layers. So this, I think this is like an example. Burn 9 layers, take half of it, 4.5 round down to 4. Mark damage is 500% attack. So yeah, they are saying if you have 9 layers, it will increase the damage of your attack. And then this is the multiplier, can't be stacked, and the skill multiplier is very impressive. Let's see if there's anything else here that we should know. This will face an embarrassing situation, etc. Yeah, alright. And then we have the explosive. And this one, we need to have a look. So we already know, I've not showed to you guys, but we already know that the skills on Aschetius are different. Alright, they are different, the hero works different, from what we know on the global version. So if we go here, for the ones that have not seen my previous video, so the aura, they nerfed, so that one was 24, on the global version 30%. This one is different, this one is different, and this one is different. Alright, so on this one you dispel all enemies burn. On the new one you don't dispel, you only dispel one stack to cause explosion, and that's it. But now we have ignite and burn, which work a bit different. Burn is the stacks, ignite I think it's like something different that you need to like reach 100% to add one stack of burn. But what we want to have a look at the moment is regarding the exclusive artifact, which is this one. So this one we have attack and crit damage, and if we have a look at it, attack and critical damage, so it's quite the same thing. This one adds crit chance, and the damage bonus from burn all is increased by until 250. Okay, so this one is a bit different. Okay, so this one gains additional 20% rate and incineration damage bonus from dispelling burn is increased. The damage bonus for each stack of burn dispelled is increased to something to 150%. Alright, so this one is quite different because this one Aschetius gains and the damage bonus from burn all is increased to until 250% by removing burn all. Okay, so it's quite different, 250 from 150. Okay, so it's quite a big boost. So going back to this, and then they say the Fire Fist special, they increase more damage, etc. Then I think this is talking about how this works. Let's grab this here and zoom in. So this one, general introduction, when enemy is burning, the ignition effect is enhanced, and the enhancement raises effect by number of burning layers. When 2 burning bond heroes are displayed, the burning enemies will receive 20% more increased ignition effect for each layer, which can be stacked up to 5 times. So this is the mechanic for the burn characters. When 3 burning heroes are deployed, the burning enemies, so this one, yeah, two burning heroes, 20% increased ignition, 3 25% increased ignition. That's what the mechanic does. So it says here, finally, let's talk about burning style. The mechanism is that 100% of the ignition is converted in 1 layer of burning, debuff, right? So it's basically it. You apply ignition, it converts to burning when you reach 100%. And this conversion can be resisted. And it says here in summary, Fire Fist may be suitable for PvP and Fairy Tower. The position of multi-target boss in PvE has a great impact, not to mention single target bosses. Alright? And stay tuned because the Thunderbolt is the impressive one. So we go then to Beldelle. We already know about the Beldelle, but we're just gonna have a quick look. So Beldelle is here. So Beldelle, we have Halo Attack Aura, and let's compare with the global one. So global 1, Gallery. Then we go here, and where is our Beldelle? Okay, Beldelle. So 30% crit damage here, and here 24% attack. That's it. So again, difference, attack percentage, other on a Beldelle on global, it's crit damage. Then first skill, if you have Ice Crystal, after releasing combat skill, you'll consume 1 layer of Ice Crystals and release the combat skill again. When the number of Ice Crystals is greater than 3, your excess critical hit rate will be converted into critical damage by 300%. So this one, we already know it's different, alright? It works different. This one doesn't talk about critical strike or critical damage. This one is all about critical strike and critical damage. Second skill, which is a battle skill, so it does freezing damage, ignores shield, increase damage to shielded units, then applies a heavy attack damage, increases status to yourself by 5 seconds, which can be stacked up to 5 times. So heavy attack damage, I think it's critical damage. And yeah, this one increases the critical damage as well. But this one goes up to 30% in 1 stack, and this one adds 5 times, okay, 5 stacks. And finally, ultimate launches 3 attacks on an enemy, each time causing cryo damage, and there is a 50% chance to gain 1 layer of Ice Crystal. So this one looks quite the same. So this is the skills, and here they say there's not much to talk about, as critical mechanism, etc. Then we have the artifact. So the artifact is quite the same. So we have attack and critical rate, and if we go here, let's give a look at again. So attack and critical rate, exactly the same one, and then damage dealt by runaway will be increased by 10%. But here, this one, it's different. Belder's damage from lost control is increased by until 60, and Frost Favor converts critical hits into critical injuries by 60. So this one looks a bit different from that one. Okay, this one works with Runaway and Frost Favor. This one has Frost Favor as well. So they are a bit different from what we are used to. And then they talk about, let me just close these windows. They talk about the mechanism. Alright, so I have it here as well. Let's see, where is it? Pretty sure it's this one. Yep. So this one, during introduction. So 5 minutes before the battle, the probability of Ice Blast's hero normal attack and skills triggered critical hit is increased by 30%. So you have more 30% critical hit on all heroes when the battle starts for 5 minutes. When 2 Ice Blasts are deployed, you have 10% chance of obtaining 1 Ice Crystal. With 3 heroes, you have 20% chance to obtain Ice Crystal. And then the tier bond is pretty simple. Yeah, they don't talk much more about this. And now it's an important thing, because we're gonna talk about Thunderbolt and Perkunte, and the mechanism looks quite interesting, especially against single target, and you guys will understand why. So let me grab his skills, which I think it's these ones. Yep. So we have the skills again, 30% attack. So 30% attack on Perkunte, and I think I have Perkunte on this account, so let's just grab him. So Perkunte, 45% attack on Gladiator Arena, this one in the Colosseum, so 30%. Passive skill, when you are on the field, every time you trigger Lightning Chain to cause damage, there's this 75% chance of adding 1 Lightning Strike, causing Lightning Mastery damage. So this one will be different, okay? Big text here, and not so much here. Combat skill, deal lightning damage to enemy targets within range and has 75% chance of triggering White Lightning Chain. And then ultimate, attack all enemy targets twice. For lightning damage, the first attack has 100% chance to apply Electric Shock for 8 seconds. Alright, and it says Electric Shock, when a target with Electric Shock is hit by Chain Lightning, the Electric Shock is removed and one Chain Lightning Conduction is added. Lightning Chain deals damage. Lightning damage, prioritize transmission to nearest target that can be transmitted, reducing the damage by 20% each time. And that's it. Okay, that's it. And this is the skills. As you guys can see, they are quite different. But now, let's go to the interesting thing. This hero mechanism is a little bit more complicated and may contain a lot of errors, so it's very necessary to trigger Lightning Chain. Okay. So this is the funny part. Alright, so firstly we're gonna have a look at the skill. So I think is this one. Yeah. So first thing, we're gonna have a look at this. At the beginning of the battle, you can deploy Thunderbolt Energy. Lightning Chain does not consume the number of conduction times stroke Thunderbolt Energy. The damage is increased by 15%? 75? Not sure. When 2 Thunderbolts are deployed, 1 Thunderbolt Energy can be deployed. When you have 2 Thunderbolt Energies. And then we have this here, which is this. So this is when you are on the field, every time you trigger. So this is I think this is the Thunderbolt Energy. It says when you're in the field, every time you trigger Lightning Chain to cause damage, there is 75% chance of adding 1 Lightning Strike, causing Lightning Mastery damage. And it says here, triggering Lightning Chain to cause additional damage and Thunder. So that's what the Lightning Thunder does. This thing here that I just talked about. This Lightning, the Thunderbolt Energy. When you have Thunderbolt Energy, it triggers Lightning Chain. And here it says that Chain Lightning is conducted. So how does the passive additional lightning strike add more? Chain Lightning is conducted 3 times. Does the lightning strike select the first target or random one among the 3 targets, or does target receive additional lightning strike? Where is the damage by the skill description not clear? And the combination with, in summary, teammates are required to trigger lightning chain at high frequency. After making good use of the bounce, the energy ball has fewer defects against multiple targets than Fire Fist. And the skill mechanism is uncertain, but you can look forward to it against single targets. So where did I see it? Because I've seen, it says here, however the energy ball of chair can be transferred, so for a single boss, can the lightning chain bounce repeatedly between the boss and the energy ball, and then see Perkunte's passive. Okay, so this is a passive of Perkunte's. So yeah, so this is the passive of Perkunte's. I missed this. So every time you trigger lightning chain, you activate Perkunte's passive. Alright? So it means you have the Thunderbolt energy. You trigger the Thunderbolt energy to do a lightning chain that will hit the boss. And then when hit the boss, will activate the passive of Perkunte. And will be like a snowball effect. That's what I'm trying to understand here. I think will be like a snowball effect. And it will trigger lightning chain. And then someone activates this Thunderbolt energy and activate the lightning chain again. I think it's what I think is gonna happen. And probably, imagine if you are using Orfina, I think it will be an even bigger effect, but maybe they will change their skills as well. Alright guys, so this is the new kind of rework of the three mechanics and 3 heroes and 3 exclusive artifacts. As you guys can see, are different, and I don't want to make this video too long. So on the next one, I will talk about the new heroes and their skills. Alright, so stay tuned. The next one, I'll talk about these new heroes, their skills, how they work, and all of that. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below what you think about all of these changes. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave your like, subscribe for more content, and see you in the next one.